Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our webinar today on Retirement Boss Radio. I just need to check and make sure my audio is working. Looks like it is. Good. As you all know, Retirement Boss Radio is a product of Lazarus Coaching. The coach Dave Pimper has been built and developed Retirement Boss Radio effectively for himself. But of course, obviously, when you got something that's working right, and you want to make it available to the whole crew. So that's what we're going to talk about today. This is a relatively quick webinar. I'm going to run through some things myself that I want to make sure that you're all aware of, and then we'll kind of get flying on from there and talk about Retirement Boss Radio. So, sure. Okay, so what you should see before you on the screen right now is the new producer builders. Looks to me like about 15 to 18 of you are relatively new with IAMS, which is great. So this is for you. The new producer builders, there's a lot, you can see them before you on the screen, a lot of ways you can take advantage of these. So the levels are basically dollar for annuity. You get about 10 times for your life business and about a time and a half for your SPL business towards those different various levels. As you hit those levels, you can decide which one that you want to choose. What I want you, and you can see what they are before you, but what I want to mention to you is if you see, if you've got something that you're doing already currently on your own and you'd rather we contribute towards something like that, we're glad to do that as well. So this is all about helping you grow your business and getting to where you want your business to be. We'd love to help you with that with one of these programs. We'd love to help you with that with something that you already find that's working for you. A couple other things that I want you to be aware of, these the kind of general business builders, the RPM program and marketing reimbursement. Many of you are aware of these. Again, we've got some folks that are relatively new. Marketing reimbursement, simple. You do business, we put money in your marketing reimbursement account. You spend money to grow your business. We match your spending dollar for dollar. So you effectively get about twice the benefit of your marketing dollars. So take advantage of that program if you have not already. Many of you have taken advantage of the RPM program. It's a fairly popular program with us. It's a referral producer program. If you refer a producer, they do business, we send you out a bonus based on the business that they do for as long as they're doing business with us. Those add up to some pretty good checks, as you can imagine. Generally we're going to send those out to you on a quarterly basis, so you get a check for 1,000 or 2 or 3 on a quarterly basis. For those of you that, and I'm just looking to see if we have 1 or 2 of you out here today that get some of the have done maybe multiple referrals or have referred some relatively larger producers, and those checks get to be more than a couple thousand on a quarterly basis, then we send those out monthly to you. So our goal is to get your rewards in your hand as quickly as possible. Hopefully you have colleagues in the business you think might benefit from what we do from a service standpoint or incentive standpoint or product standpoint or a training standpoint. We do some really good training. So if you do refer them our way, we really appreciate that. And besides our appreciation, we send you some cash rewards as well. Great back office support here. Just looking at our group, most of you are well aware of that. I would say a claim to fame really for IAMS. When people look at insurance agency marketing services like our competitors, I don't think any of them would disagree that, from handling your business from a submission and commission standpoint, we are going to be one of the best ones out there. We got lucky with Firelight. We put that into place just before the pandemic, and so obviously a lot of folks had to convert to doing business online, and we were sitting right there with this Firelight setup. So as many of you know, you can go from carrier to carrier to carrier website, and you can do an e-app that way. What many of you may not know is we have a single sign-on for Firelight on our website, which means that you can go onto our website and access many of the carriers that you do business with all from our website. Besides being able to access it from just one website, there are other advantages to that. Now when you go in, you can see all of your Firelight applications that you've done in the past in one location. If you need to go in and maybe do a copy, let's say you're now going to do an application that you did 6 months ago with the client with American Equity, and now you're going to do it with Athene, you can go in and do a cut and paste, and it'll move a lot of that information across for you, save you a whole bunch of time. Which is nice. And I had a situation arise recently where one of our carriers, from a suitability standpoint, after they got to looking at the app, they didn't want to take the business, and so the agent had to go write it with another carrier. Well, it's nice that he did it on an e-app, because now you just do a cut and paste, move a lot of that information across. Not all of it. Obviously, every company's apps are a little bit different, but you can do 80-90% of it, send that out to your client for an e-signature, and you're off to the race. So it's a really easy way to do business. If you're not using e-apps, I think you'll Uh, Most of the folks that have done one or two or three of them are now pretty much locked in and want to do all of their applications that way. Our creative marketing team is a great team. They're your advertising team. They already know your business. They know folks just like you. That's all that they work with is insurance and financial professionals. And so they know your business inside and out. We've got a lot of pre-made stuff for you, but call your sales director and say, hey, what do they do that they could help me with? Or do they do this and they do that? They'll coordinate that for you and try and make your life easier to help grow your sales. A lot of great stuff on the website. While you're talking to your sales director about what we do on the creative side, I would also say, hey, well, what's on your website might be beneficial. If you take some time and you describe your business, they'll be glad to show you the different things on our website that can be helpful to you in growing your business and really save you a lot of time just kind of hunting and pecking around. Retirement Analyzer, if you're not using a piece of software like this where you can go in and show your clients, kind of do a very objective look at where they're at on their retirement journey and see where their shortfalls are, maybe where they're maybe uh, over prepared, which happens sometimes as well. The Retirement Analyzer is a good piece of software to do that, and there are many of them out there that are very good. We chose the Retirement Analyzer for our producers because of the fact that the per input, the time that takes you to input and then the quality of the output, we think it's the best out there. They've got a great team. They do a great job training. They're very passionate really about doing it, helping you to help your clients. And from your standpoint, the reason you might want to look at Retirement Analyzer is we take care of that cost. If you all know that you can spend 50, 60, 80, 100, $120, $200 a month on a similar package, we're going to take care of that cost for you. We have been doing it, Retirement Analyzer, using that for years now. Marcus and David are kind of the point people here currently, and they're glad to help you through the entire process and get you set up with it. And even if you're not doing business with us yet, if you're just looking at us, we can get you on and let you look at it for 30 days at our expense. And if it looks like something you want to use, then we start doing business together, then we'll take care of that expense forever. I will tell you that some of our producers, many of our producers, will not do a case without doing a retirement analysis on it. And it's a great thing to offer as part of your business for your clients. And we're glad to take care of that cost for you. Himes Wealth Management, if you're looking for a registered investment advisory firm to hold your investment advisor rep license, Himes Wealth will do a great job of that for you. They, from a fee standpoint, their fees are less than most, and you get more for your fees. You get a website, you get a database, you get all the stuff that you normally expect, great payouts, compliance reviews, you get all that as part of the fees. A lot of guys and gals that I talk to that are in that business already, they will tell you that Himes Wealth has better payouts than most. And I think the reason what surprises a lot of people is their payout is just a little bit over 1% for most platforms that you would use, but it doesn't run through a grid. So you get 100% of that. You don't get a percentage of that 1%. You get 100% of it. You don't get 90, 80, 70, 60. So that's a nice feature. So that makes the payouts quite a bit better. So you're getting better rewarded for your work. If you need some help there, if you'd like to maybe get that license put in place, you need somebody to help you get your materials and help you through that process of testing so that you can get your 65. They're really very, very good at that. They're perfectly set up to help you through that process. So if you have some interest in that, tell your sales director, and let's see if we can't get you set up with them and get a phone call. It's about a 10-minute phone call that I think could change your life. Top Producer Summit. So plenty of time to qualify. We just finished the month of July. This has been an 18-month qualification. It takes only 4.5. I hate to say it that way, but for 18 months, I think for a European cruise to have to do 4.5 million, we think that's very, very attainable. We think a lot of folks out there can do that if they put their mind to it and place their business with IAMS. You can see the schedule. We're going to start just outside of Rome. I don't even know how to say that town, but we're going to go to Sorrento, Messina, Corfu, Kotor. I think Dubrovnik we've had to change that port for one reason or another, then Zadar, and we're going to end up back in Venice. So everybody's going to have a nice concierge level cabin with the balcony, which will be beautiful. You have 24/7 service, and we are going to be running along the coastlines quite a bit. So having that balcony to look out and watch the beautiful landscape go by is going to be a really, really nice feature. We'd love to have you join us. We're going to leave for Rome. I think it's August 28th, 29th, and we'll be coming back the Labor Day weekend of 2022. Plenty of time to qualify. Plenty of time for everything to settle down on the COVID side, and have you and your guest have a great time with us. So look forward to having you join us there. Let us know how we can help you get qualified. So here we go. We're going to talk about Retirement Boss Radio. I want to make sure that, Dave, are you with us here this morning?
Absolutely.
Perfect. So they are ready to talk about Retirement Boss Radio, but they don't know enough yet about your history in the business. And I'm going to give them a little history. Dave has been working with many of our producers as a business coach, a seminar coach, and now a radio coach for about the last 12, 13 years. And I'm going to let Dave tell you a little bit about his business and how long he's been in the business. But I will say, from a coaching standpoint, he's helped many of our producers grow their business at a level that they didn't think that they could get to. And so we've been very happy with the work that he and his team at Lazarus Coaching has done for us for many years. We had the good fortune to meet Dave at a Top Producers Escape. We did an Alaskan cruise. There's Dave on the back of the boat having a cigar. Nobody else would be around him because, of course, he's smoking a cigar. So I walked over. Yeah. I love the smell of a good cigar, so I walked over. Dave and I got to chat. He told me about his business, and it's been a wonderful marriage between Lazarus Coaching and insurance agency marketing services since then. So, Dave, if you give me a little background on yourself and your business and your experience in seminars and radio, I think that would be really good right now.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Way back when, my grandpa was a car dealer for 50 plus years. My dad was a car dealer for almost 20, and he sold the business in 81. And I went into actually insurance for 3 years. And then in 84, I went into security. So I've been in the business financial arena for 40 years. And I split my business between investments, fee based, and also with fixed index and fixed annuities. So that's kind of my background. I love to market, and I've coached advisors, first from the security side, and for the last 15 years now from the insurance side. And some of them, of course, could be series 6, 7, or 65, 66 licensed also from the security side. But I coach on production, and by that production, you get production by getting in front of people. And so seminar marketing, I've done 530 plus public seminars, and I've been involved in radio. I've had my own show. In fact, Steve, this week, Boss Radio has been on the air for 3 years. So that's kind of exciting. Yeah, kind of exciting to hear about that. But I had another show. This one's recorded, but that one was live, called Your Money Matters, for 11 years. And then I've been doing I did a daily report for 12 years, and just have done a lot of radio. So those are the two main ways, of course, the lead generation cards, etc. But I really enjoy marketing. I'm a big believer that the more appointments you have, the more business you'll write. And it's just pretty much the story when it comes to that, because that is so true. It's very much of a contact sport. Radio is really, it's a different kind of marketing in that most advisors never look at radio. And that's a big mistake. Radio can be a very, very good medium. In fact, I always tell people, as long as you have 100,000 people within your area, radio is no doubt could be a force within bringing in qualified appointments. And you ask yourself, why radio? Well, first of all, I had 5 set appointments set up, call service on my calendar. We use an electronic calendar that we fill out every Friday. They're on the calendar. I have 5 set appointments from this last week. And that's a big week. The week before I had 2, the week before I had that, I had 3. But, we'd like to get between 10 and 15 set appointments, per month. And so you ask yourself, why radio? First of all, believe it or not, it reaches more Americans every single week than any platform, including your cell phone, including the TV, including your computer. How wild is that? The median age is 61. So I work with the pre-retired or just retired. Perfect for that rollover 401k. in-service rollover hardship plan, 56 male, 44 female. The breakdown is, I mean, the people who listen to AM radio, talk radio, those are the people that have the bigger money, that are looking to retire, how to make it a little more conservative, thinking a little bit more about distribution of income upon retirement. No doubt radio much more than seminars. Doesn't mean that I don't want seminars. And seminars have been going gangbusters here. We did some trial balloons in the summer months, but September we got a bunch of agents lined up to do seminars in September. Almost all of those are Social Security workshops. But it solidifies you as an expert. And I'll tell you right now, I have people come in quite often and say, "So are you really the guy? Or actually, can I touch you?" No kidding. I mean, it just, whether it should be or not, that's the way it is. And in news radio, even though Rush Limbaugh is now deceased, he was kind of the really big starter of it. I will tell you that it's hot media, no doubt. Glenn Beck, Kim Camato, Dave Ramsey, all of those. The reason they're on, because it makes them money. Now, let's go in kind of the four components of radio. This sounds difficult, but in reality, I make them easy to put them all together. It's kind of like, I remember when I was little, I'd watch my mom, she'd make a cake from scratch. And she had all those, there was the flour and there was the ingredients, and whether like apricot, whether we had angel food cake or chocolate cake, and then she had the topping and she'd bake it. And I thought, how does all this mix together? Well, I didn't really know, but I know the end result was wonderful. And that's the way it is with Retirement Boss Radio. It's a turnkey system. So first of all, your area has to have 100,000 people or more to be able to listen to your show. If it's not, it's going to be pretty tough. Even if it's very inexpensive for the radio time, it's still going to be tough enough to get enough people that listen to get to get a good return on your money as far as appointments in business written. So 100,000 metro area or larger. We have a media buyer who has over 700 shows, radio and television, that he's purchased for every week. He's big and very good. I'm on a first name basis with him, and we've worked together for almost 3 years now. And what happens is he'll go and he's worked with virtually every larger radio station metropolitan in the United States. And then he'll go and make the deal. He can make a much better deal than you can, I'll assure you. If you go to the radio station, try to cut a deal, I mean, there was a gal that said no one's going to get a better deal, and he saved almost 40% on pricing from what the guy had gotten quoted from the very same radio station. So he's our media buyer. Then it goes to the production. We have an outside vendor for production. We have a co-host, the same co-host every single week with everyone that's doing Retirement Boss Radio. He's very good, been in the radio business for 30 years plus. He really is the color guy. You're the main guy and gal, but he keeps it going. And we're recording, interesting enough, even though it's an hour recorded show, we're only recording for a half an hour. We duplicate a previous show the other half an hour. Not many people listen for the full hour. Most people listen for 10, 15, 20 minutes. And that's why we duplicate that show. It's worked out extremely well, cut our production costs in half. They edit it, they mix it, they put it all together, they get it in the can for the exact hour, they put the ads in it, and then it goes to the radio station. It's really slick. And they do a great job, and they're probably one of the largest financial service back-end offices for productions that there is in the U.S. Then, when people call in, they think it's live, and we have real strong offers. When people call in, it goes to a live, inbound, high-end, high-touch call center. High-touch call center. And they're there to set the appointment. We do it through electronic calendars. There's several that we use. We're just putting one up in the upper northwest, and I had not heard of it, but our call center said yes, they can absolutely use that. They have done it with other reps, and that's what they do. And so they put it on your calendar. So what happens is that they when the person calls in, we don't mail out information. They set the appointment. They give you an email, and it's booked. Now, there's a book on your actual red tail or your actual calendar. No, but you've given them every Friday. It takes 15-20 minutes to update the next 4 or 5 weeks, blocked off time. Like in the summer, I don't work after 3 o'clock on Fridays. I mean, I don't. I block my Fridays off, so they know that I don't want any late appointments. They know that, and it's just and then it's myself that I coach it. I mean, and in Social Security, there's a lot of subjects that are Roth conversions. That's a hot subject right now. Talking about taxation on investments is a hot subject, but in service non-hardship withdrawal plans is a hot subject. But Social Security, yeah, that is our top subject. And so if you don't know Social Security, we coach you up, meaning my office is the back side of that, but we go in and we coach you up on Social Security claiming. There's 3 sessions. There's no cost for it. IAMS pays for it. They stipend me to coach you up. So it's a pretty slick program. You throw that all together. In fact, if you go to www.retirementbossradio.com, www.retirementbossradio.com, that's our website. You can go in there and really get a feeling. There's a white paper and some podcasts, etc. So this shows you the appointment setting. When the call center sets the appointment, it'll get emailed right to you. Like here, KFAB, it's the station I'm on. Appointment time's on 8:30. This happened to be 3/5/19. A couple years ago, turning 59 soon, hasn't settled on someone yet. He has a 401k that is 7-figured. It was just under $1 million. Also had questions about Social Security. That's pretty exciting when you get those. And I had 5 of them this weekend. There's that www Retirement Boss Radio, Take Charge of Your Money. That's I went in and trademarked that before we even did our very, very first show. I knew this was going to be a pretty big marketing tool for a lot of advisors. Costs are one of the questions that come up. It depends, but I would say if you would say normally the cost is from $3,000 to $4,500 all in. $3,000 a month. That gets you, every single week for an hour. I mean, you become a celebrity. And this isn't something that you can go and try for 3 weeks. If it doesn't work, then you're done. I mean, don't do it. If you can't do it for 3 to 6 months, yeah, then you're really not a candidate. Okay. But the cost, yeah, if you figure $3,500, give or take, 3,000 to 4, the last couple have been about 3,200. That's all in cost, everything. So really, not much more than what a dinner seminar, less than a dinner seminar would be. Locations are available. There's some that are taken, of course, but a lot of locations are available. I train and coach you. So once you're training with me, and you've got to be contracted up with IAMS. I mean, that's part of this. I mean, they've got to they subsidize some of this through my coaching, but you can use me for any kind of questions that you have. A lot of those revolve around Social Security. This is called Studio on the Box from Amazon. You got to buy headphones and a professional mic, wind cover over your microphone, and a little small foam sound box. It'll cost you about $225, but you can record right in your office, in your home. If you got Wi-Fi, it's a good Wi-Fi, you can record in your car. But it's pretty slick, and we do it through a pretty expensive, sophisticated software that we get to you and that you're able to use while you're recording. The end result is we want people to get appointments. I mean, you're the salesperson. We're not teaching you how to sell. We're getting appointments for you so you can sell. Al Jolson, an old actor, he says, I'd like to do radio just like pictures, leave the imperfect stuff on the cutting room floor. Well, I'll tell you, you can do that now because we edit out all the time. I just recorded this Monday twice. I said, let's do that over. I wasn't happy with that. Let's do it over. There's an old saying, it says, procrastination is my sin. gives me constant sorrow. I really shouldn't practice it. Perhaps I'll stop. Well, you know what? Tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow never comes. I will tell you this right now. If if you need more appointments, if you've never tried radio, if you're pretty good at what you do and you understand the business, it's harder if you're brand new to do this. I mean, you need to understand, and it's very general terms. We're not specifically talking about any product here. It's really about retirement planning in general. So, Steve, do this. Why don't you put up the poll? And this poll is, if you've got interest, the poll will be, yes, I want Dave Pimper to contact me. Actually, it's Dave Corwin who does it. Or no, I do not. And so, Steve, if you want to, hopefully Steve is there. If not, he'll be right back. But if you can put that poll up. And I'm going to answer a couple questions while we're waiting for that poll. First of all, I will say this is that most people look at this and they think it's going to be very, very hard to go in and to do radio. And I'll tell you right now, it's not. Radio, once you get a bit of the hang of it, it's pretty darn simple. And I will say that radio touches a crowd that most seminar marketing lots of times will not. There's tons of people that will not go to a seminar, but they'll come in for an appointment from radio. Hold on just real quick, just for a second. Yeah, what happens, you really have a little bit of a higher end crowd here, and that higher end crowd has higher end money. And I can't tell you how many times that we've had net worths of 4, 5, 6 million. In Omaha, Nebraska, you normally don't see that. But the $1 million rollover money that we have a chance to go in and get all or part of that, it is more prevalent. Now, I'm not saying that radio is better than seminar marketing, but what I am saying is that the dollar amount, I mean the income of the people that come on board, it is higher, no doubt about it. So let's take another question. They're talking about cost again. They're asking if the 3,500 is all inclusive. Well, first of all, it is, but I'm just using that as a kind of a catch-all. Okay, so what happens is that we've had it as low as all-in cost. I mean, the production cost, the call center, I mean, all of the coaching, the radio time, we've had it as low as $2,200. Hardly ever gets over $5,000, even for the biggest areas. We try to get the number 1 or 2 radio stations, AM talk stations in that locale, and our average is between $3,000 and $4,000 a month. No other cost to you. That's all of the cost of everything. Okay? If you have any other questions, type them on in. I'll be more than happy to help you. Here's one other question, and it talks about how many locations are still available. There are lots. Yeah, I mean, I started this 3 years ago. We didn't roll it out until about 8 or 9 months after I started, to make sure that I had all the bugs out of it. We went through a couple, 3 different call centers to get the right one. We've been with the last one ever since. They've been very, very good. But what happens is that the location that you're in, it needs to be a good location. Radio is a lot like real estate. Location, location, location. Okay? So what happens is that it's in our business, it's you have to have the right radio station, you've got to have the right time slot, and you've got to go in and you have to have the right pricing. Those 3 things are extremely important. If you don't have those 3 things, then I'll tell you right now, you're not going to be successful. If you have the greatest station and you have the greatest pricing, but it's airing at 11 p.m. at night, not enough people are listening to you. This is a weekend show. Mine's actually at 12 o'clock on Sundays, but Saturday and Sunday, and the prime times are really from um, from 7 a.m. on Saturday morning till about 3 a.m. and then on Sunday about 7 or 8 until about 2. Steve, if you could put up the poll, that would be great. We've been through some things on cost, and we've been through some other things too. So I think I've answered the majority of the questions. Talked about the difference between seminar and radio, but I will hand this over to you.
Perfect. Well, and early on, you mentioned that you did, at one point you did live, and at another point you did recorded. And what did just which did you prefer, Dave?
Oh, recording. No, no doubt. I mean, for 11 years, my Saturday morning from 7:15 a.m. to 8 was taken. I think I only had a person uh, uh, take my place. I think I only did it 5 or 6 times in 11 years. We took we just. I mean, it was just really bad. Now this is recorded. You don't
Right.
have to be there. I mean, I can be on the golf course and all of a sudden, boom. I mean, the emails are coming in over my phone that appointments are being set. It's like truly in the summer, it's just like Christmas in the summer. Every time, I mean, I was saying that I had 5 set appointments this last weekend, and that's good.
That's
We hope
really
for a
good.
couple, 2 or 3, but that's very good. Yep. So see if there's anything else, and I did
I just
cover
want to
quite a
check and
bit,
see.
Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me look really quick here. Nope, you covered that. I think you got all the questions answered. We have almost everybody's voted. There's like a couple people that haven't voted yet.
Oh, please vote though. If you want to talk to me, put yes. If you don't, put no. But put yes or no. So, but Dave Corwin, if you want to, that he will be giving you a call, and we'll set up a good time with myself. It will probably take 20-25 minutes, but you'll get some insight about marketing and maybe how we can help you.
You betcha. Well, there's no doubt that we got this Delta variant or whatever, and so we had seen a return to seminars. We've got guys doing seminars in person on a regular basis right now, and seminars work great, but nothing worked like radio during the heart of the pandemic, just because it was a great way for people to hear, and there's probably some pent up desire, people looking for some guidance and looking for some help, and radio was a great pipeline for them to get that information. So Dave's, the development of his radio show and development of a lot of our guys' radio shows really skyrocketed during the pandemic. And are we going back into a period of time when maybe people are less excited about getting together a little bit? I think maybe a little bit of that. Is that going to help radio? I think it is. I think there's going to be some opportunity that's going to come from people's reluctance now again to maybe get back together if that's what the fall brings us. So great time to get in radio. Very easy to do. Glad that you all took some time here this morning to explore that a little bit. There's never going to be an easier way to get into the radio business. Everything is covered with some of the best people in their professions in the business, between Jared and his team and David and his team, and your team here at IAMS and the production team. It's a well put together group that has seen some very, very, very good results. So if radio is something that you've considered and you want to explore it more, put yes. For many people, you may have heard what Dave had to say today and said, this is not going to work. I can't afford that $2,500 or $3,000 a month. If that's the case, then this probably isn't going to be a great fit for you, and we'll find something else for you to help you grow your business. So with that, I don't see any new questions. We had one more person vote, so I think we did pretty good there. Is there anything that you want to add as we close up this morning, Dave?
No, if you've got enough appointments, and this isn't going to be important to you. If you don't have enough appointments, then everybody that's with us today, and we have our share of folks. Yeah, you should have an open ear. I mean, this is easy to say, nope, I'm not interested, or yep, I'm interested. But I'll tell you right now, if you've not really took a look and discovered what radio can do for getting appointments, yeah, mark yes. Give me a, we'll give you a call. Dave Corwin will, and we'll see what happens from there.
Perfect. Thanks, Dave. I know you had a busy weekend for appointments and you've got plenty of people already lined up. You have no shortage of people to see. I know that. So I appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your day here this morning on a Tuesday at the end of the summer. And appreciate all you that join us on the webinar as well. We are definitely biased towards people looking for ways to grow and increase their business and be a better value to their clients. And I have a sense that that's exactly the people that we have on the line here today. So whatever we can do to help you, give us a call here at IAMS. That's 1-800-255-5055. Dave, one person did ask me to repeat for the website for Retirement
Oh
Boss
yeah.
Radio. It is www.retirementbossradio.com. You can go there and hear podcasts. You can get a little bit more information. And I'm guessing that after you go there, you'll want to have a better opportunity to talk with Dave. So we'll get you up and rolling and have a conversation with Dave as well. So Dave, thank you again. Thank all of our attendees for joining us here this morning as well. Have a great finish to your sales week. And thank you for your time today. See you later.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye bye.